Good morning, designers. I'm here to do a tutorial on our Polaroid lift process. So this is a Polaroid I took about 12, maybe 14 hours ago, and I have ready with me scissors to trim the edges, my Reeves BFK hot press paper that I will begin to soak now in some very hot water. While we're waiting for that to absorb, I brought some pieces and parts to help you understand the lift process. So as the Polaroid comes apart, you will take off this plastic cover sheet, and behind it will be an emulsion layer sitting on top of a white with a black backing. That's what you normally see on the back of the Polaroid. So here are a couple of examples where I've started to do the lift and things didn't work out, so I just put them back together so you can kind of see how the emulsion layer is. On here are a few more successful examples where you can see that shine happening. This is the actual emulsion. If I were to submerge it into water again, the emulsion would lift off kind of like a jellyfish. So I've got a couple more examples to show you guys. Ranging from ones that have some really nice textural elements to other ones that kind of came off in weird shapes. That's the beauty of the lift. You never know what you're going to get. And one more that was actually almost perfect. So while we are waiting for my paper to soak, I'm going to go ahead and cut the edges off of my Polaroid. You're gonna have to be pretty careful with this part of the process because you wanna make sure that you get that entire white edge cut off, but to do it very smoothly because that's the places where it likes to rip and tear. Especially smooth along the edges where you're gonna start the lifting process. And get rid of those. I've also got ready some brushes. Brushes like this are going to be too hard and bristly to actually move the emulsion, so something a little bit softer will work. We've got our paper nice and soaked. Make sure that we can see this process. Move it over just a little bit more. Actually go right here. Nice. And we'll take our paper out to soak on a clean towel until we're ready for it. Let's go ahead and submerge our Polaroid right like so. Some of them come up very easily. Other ones will need a little bit more persuasion. But either way, we're going to start on the edges as soon as we start to see them bubble up. And take a look at the other side. See if we got anything going on there. Be very careful with that emulsion layer. It is extremely delicate. Time has a lot to do with the Polaroid transfer process. I've found that Polaroids that are very fresh, like taken very recently, work a lot better. But I really liked this image. I thought it would stand out nicely on the paper. I have picked a kind of heavy textured paper so that we can really see the emulsion layer on top of it. There are hot and cold press papers. You guys are encouraged to check out the different ones and see which one would work best for your images. I'm just gonna keep working on this guy. There we go. And start seeing the white emulsion or the chemical pack peeling away. There it goes. This lift doesn't want to come up, so we're going to give it a little bit of help. You can see that right there. Perfect. So we're going to peel this chemical layer off from the emulsion very carefully. We can see it starting to kind of pull away right here. Let's get it back in the water. Got it nice and smooth over here. Perfect. Oh, I don't think we tore anything at all. So this is the emulsion. It's very, very thin, but it is still attached to this front piece. So now we've got the chemical pack away. Looks like this. I'm gonna throw that in the trash and give my hands a little rinse. Here we go. Nice and gentle as we lift up the emulsion. Now remember, it's going to be upside down, so we're going to have a bit of a time, we always do, getting it to come right back around. I think we got the temperature really nice. I did about 16 ounces of warm water that I went ahead and microwaved for 90 seconds. So it was burning my fingers when I put it in, but we are in good temperature shape now. Here comes our little amoeba. Or jellyfish. I always think it looks like a jellyfish when it comes off. So part of the process is getting the emulsion layer off without rips or tears. And then the next part is getting it flipped around onto the paper. I'm going to take my brush and just lift right where that chemical still is. Try to help release it a little bit. here comes that darker layer. It looks so beautiful. Now it's not the time to become impatient with it. Is that we've got a few tears, but nothing serious that we can't fix. So in this process of kind of moving it along in this direction, we've been able to successfully flip it over, which will help us when we slide our freshly soaked piece of watercolor paper in. We are almost free. There we go. Last bit. Ah, perfect. So now we can grab out our clear plastic layer and get rid of that. Look at it floating around. So pretty. Now I've got to try to get my watercolor paper in the direction I want. So I want this kind of lower part right here. I'm going to rotate my beautiful little amoeba around, my jellyfish, slide my paper in, and bring the image back on it. Here we go. Now, in order to get it right where we want, I usually like to take two sides that are of the best structural integrity, which I don't even know on this guy. He'd like to break apart a little on me. Maybe the top, maybe the side. And once I'm happy with that placement, I will lift up on the paper, sliding it around. So I'm going to grab right here and here. See how delicate it is? And bring it up. And then I'm going to let it fall to the side a little bit and straighten out. Do the same up and down. Let it release and fall straight. You can see that. Now I'm thinking we got to go a little more in this direction. So we'll let it go and fall to the top. And do that one more time. Who knows, maybe 10 more times. go. Ooh, I'm starting to get some stuff I really like here. Maybe one more shake off to the right. And one more to the left. Ooh, that's not bad. Let's try to straighten out this top corner. Like so. We've got a nice straight line at the top. I'm gonna get a little bit further, a little more lined out on the side. Ooh, and one more down here. Just kind of straighten out that torn edge. And I think I'm satisfied. So here's our lift. We're gonna let that dry. I love that bent over edge on the top. Let me see if I can get just a little more of it to lay flat. Oh, absolutely stunning. So as this dries, I'll show you a picture of it when it's all done. Thanks.